What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're full Teddiursa evolution team. We got Teddiursa, Ursaring, and the new Ursaluna. There's a lot of abilities that these Pokemon have. We got Pickup, Unnerve, Bulletproof, Guts, and Quick Feet. There also is Honey Gather too. So Honey Gather doesn't have any competitive or even viable use, but I just put it on one of the Pokemon. There's going to be a team of 6 Pokemon here. I'll be using the normal and the shiny Pokemon with all different movesets, and I really hope you enjoy. Today I've got 4 battles in this team. I'm not really sure what my opponent's name here is, so maybe someone can translate there. But we have got a Koraidon lead. So this first Teddiursa is pretty much going to be rest in peace because there's not much I can do against a Koraidon here. Now, what do you think of the new Pokemon Ursaluna? Do you like it? What do you think? It's obviously a very, very good Pokemon. Do you like Teddiursa and Ursaring? Let me know your thoughts on these Pokemon. I think they're really cool. I've always really liked them. I remember playing Pokemon Gold and getting a Ursaring and Teddiursa for the first time. Anyway, the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Teddiursa as well. This one is a Focus Sash counter set because this person was spamming legendaries. So I'm going to be living on 1 health there and getting a counter against this Koraidon. This Teddiursa is a counter slash metronome and payback set. Max attack and max speed, and the ability is going to be pickup. Now, one battle I had, I actually picked up a Focus Sash when I was on 1 health. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so out comes the naughty Hackmon. They're going to go for a aerial waste, and that is the end of Teddiursa. But if I didn't have that Teddiursa, I'd say I would have lost to Koraidon. Next Pokemon is going to be Ursaluna. Now, this is a special Ursaluna. It's a Pit Ride special. We've got Earth Power, Hyper Voice, Terra Blast, Electric, and Metronome. Ursaluna doesn't, well, none of these Pokemon really get any great special moves. So it was quite difficult coming up with some special sets here that, could actually work. So I decided to go for Metronome, so I thought, why not? And I got Icy Wind. I'm like, that's actually all right, because I am running a special set. My item is Throat Spray, so I can go High Voice, but in this matchup, I really couldn't do it. So it's going to be taking me out with a second Leaf Blade. That was a max health and max special attack Modest Nature set. The ability was Bulletproof. Now, we got the sun disappearing from Koraidon, and I'm going to bring out my next Ursaring. Now, this is also a special set, and it is kind of limited to 2. So this has got Hype Voice, Terra Blast, Hive Beam, and Fake Tears. Now, however, on this set, it's got Terra Blast Ghost. Now, this is like my Ghost Destroyer. Ready? So we're going to go for Fake Tears. I'm crying because there's all these Ghost types. It's going to be going for a knockoff there and getting rid of my Flame Orb. This was a Quick Feet Flame Orb set, so I could make the Ursaring speed double, and I actually could outspeed most things. So I'm going to be going for a Terra Blast Ghost here. I have actually dropped my opponent's special defense by 2 stages, so I know that my Terra Blast Ghost is going to be doing lots and lots of damage here. This is max special attack, Modest Nature, and max speed. Quick Feet is the ability, and Flame Orb as the item. So that's going to get rid of the naughty Hack Decidueye, and that's great. The only thing is, I'm probably going to get outsped by some Pokemon. So we got the Miraidon coming in here. I would have been able to outsped the Miraidon if I had the Quick Feet ability activated from the Flame Orb, but unfortunately it got knocked off before it could actually kick in. So here comes a Electro Drift Snorfest, and that is going to be the end of my Ursaring. So I've got 2 Pokemon left. I'm like, well, I've got 1 Ursaring and 1 Ursaluna left. So what I'm thinking here, I'm like, I'm going to try and bait them. So this one's got Unnerve. I'm going to be trying to get rid of that electric terrain in case I need to face that Miraidon with my Ursaring. So we're going to go into Ursaluna. Here comes the obvious Electro Drift, so that's going to burn up 1 turn of the electric terrain, and it's also, more importantly, going to activate my Flame Orb, because this one has got Guts. This is my no-joke set. So we've got Facade, Drain Punch, Earthquake, and Avalanche. Here comes a Outrage. It is a mix set, and that's going to do nothing. Ursaluna's got some really nice defense and health there, and that is going to definitely be the end of Miraidon. So I'm glad to get rid of that Pokemon. The EVs were max health and max attack. Guts is the ability, of course, Flame Orb is the item, and Adam Nature. And yeah, we got the Quackquavel coming in. Another Hackmon is going to go for an Ice Spinner. Ursaluna is going to live that too. The electricity is also gone from the field. And now I'm just going to go for Facade. Facade on this is absolutely crazy. Quackquavel is, well, it's probably not going to have any children, and it's probably not going to be alive after that. So the next Pokemon is going to be Greninja. It's another Hackmon. What the heck? Pokemon GG. Where do these come from? Anyway, so Greninja's going to come in and go for an Ice Beam there. A hack little Ice Beam. And that's the end of my Ursaluna. Last Pokemon is my Ursaring. This is a bulky Everlight set. I gave it Unnerve because I like to use all the abilities. They've gone for a Desperation Hydro Cannon to try and win the battle, but that is not going to do anything because this Ursaring is max health, max special defense with Everlight, and it's very, very bulky. So I'm going to be able to take out the Greninja there really, really easily with Careful Nature too. So it's very special bulky, and after a couple of bulks up, this thing is really, really tanky all around, and it does pack a fair punch. So in comes the Gudra, which is good because I can go for a rest. So this is a classic rest Sleep Talk Pipmite special. We've got Bulk Up Rest Sleep Talk and Double Edge. Double Edge has got some nice base power, and I felt like with all the bulk that this Ursaring set has, it'd be kind of nice to have a high base power move then. I can easily rest myself off and heal and then go for maybe like a couple more bulk ups or just sleep it off and be able to take like most of the hits. So now we got a Terror from my opponent. They actually didn't Terror to this point in the battle. So I'm like, okay, I wonder what Terror is going to be. I'm hoping it wasn't Ghost. And it turned out to be Dragons. So I'm like, all right, well, they're just going to use probably like Drake or Meteor, Dragon Pulse, something along those, maybe Outrage if it's a mix set, and it's going to be Terror Blast. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough, Terror Blast. Depending on what that's going to be, well, I don't think it's going to do much because I've got like bulk ups and I've got max special defense anyway. So Ursaring's it's going to be very, very bulky. I can definitely see this set being quite viable. Ursaring with Everlight is very, very extremely bulky. So I'm going to get a rest, and I got Sleep Talk, which sucks. Here comes Dragon Pulse. I got Terror Blast and Dragon Pulse, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to wake up here. I was like, you know what? I don't want to stall. I'm just going to go for the Double Edge, and Gudra gets laid out like a lounge room rug. And that is going to be the end of the very first battle. That was a pretty good comeback there. I just lived on a tiny bit of health after the recall, because Double Edge does 33% of your recall after using it. But anyway, that was a cool battle. Let's get on to battle number 2. This one is against Wint, and we have a pretty interesting team here as well. First Pokemon is going to be the Grumpig. You don't get to see Grumpig very often, and I've got my special Ursaluna. Now watch this. This is pretty funny. So the Grumpig's gone for a Simple Beam, so that's got rid of my Bulletproof and given me Simple. On that turn, I went for Hyper Voice. I'm like, wait a second, I'm going to get +2 in special attack instead of +1, because Simple doubles the stat changes when you have that ability. So it's pretty nice. It also works in the opposite way too. Say if someone uses Grumpig and has Mud Slap, so I'm like, oh no! So Earth Power is going to actually miss, and this Grumpig is spamming Mud Slap. So now I've got -4 in my accuracy. Somehow I landed an Earth Power there, and Grumpig almost got taken down. Now, the Grumpig is going to be eating a berry here. So, like, okay, it's probably got, like, citrus berry. It's got Egg Wave berry. It's like, okay, fair enough. It's got a berry. So, that's going to go for Mud Slap again, and that's -6 in accuracy. So, I'm kind of crying here. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for Metro. I'm going to try and troll them back. And I actually managed to get, wow, its face looked really interesting. That, like, Ursaluna looked really, really surprised when it used Power Gem. Anyway, I managed to land an attack. Now, this Grumpig also had Zen Headbutt, and it kept flinching me all the time, which is really, really annoying. So, I was trying to troll them back for that Simple Beam Mud Slap, and I got Future Sight. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't think it will take them out, though. Anyway, Ursaluna is going to get hit by repeated Zen Headbutts. See, I kept getting flinched over and over again from this pig, and it just frustrated me, because I'm like, I just want to attack now. I want to go for Earth Power. So here comes the Future Sight. Grumpig's future was bright. So here comes another Zen Headbutt on Ursaluna, and it is going to get flinched again, and that is the end of it. So it got wrecked by Mud Slap. I thought I had it in the bag there with a Hype Voice. Maybe I shouldn't have trolled so much with Metro. Anyway, so I thought it's time to shine. We're going to go into Belly Drum Teddiursa here. I didn't get to show you this set last time because it got wrecked by a little Timmy Karana. So we have got as EVs here, Max Attack and Max Speed, Jolly Nature, Belly Drum, Body Slam, Crunch, and Sub. I've got the ability Honey Gather, and I've got the item Salic Berry. Now, the funny thing is that I actually went for Belly Drum before that Simple Beam, but not that it would have mattered because I would have already maxed out my attack. Anyway, I've got the Sub up and I've got the Belly Drum all going at the same time. So I'm like, I'm going to get a Teddiursa sweep here. I'm going to try and reverse sweep for those, those mean happenings in the first bit of the battle. Sweep comes Overquill. It is going to outspeed me and break my my Sub there with the Brine. It's all good though, because I can go for an attacking move here. Since I've got +6, I'm going to be doing like a lot of damage there. So, oh, that would have hurt. So I sat on top of Overquill. Man, that would have hurt. That would have been really, really spiky. Anyway, next Pokemon is Skuntank. It's going to outspeed me and go for a Fury Swipe. So that's kind of mean. Unfortunately, my Scarlet breed did not kick in when I went for the substitute there. I needed a little bit more damage there. So I needed probably another round of substitute after that. So Teddiursa ended up getting outsped, which is a shame, but it's all good. Next Pokemon is Ursaring. This is also my special set, and I'm going to be over for the fake tears. You got to see what I did last time. I went for fake tears, and then I started attacking. So this Skuntank has got Fury Swipe. I believe what they're running here would possibly a Loaded Dice Fury Swipe Stench ability set, which is kind of mean. So it's based around flinches. If you don't know what Stench ability is, or you're interested in that, I've actually done I believe I've done a Stench ability team. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it was an Aftermath team. I don't know. I'm thinking I know that I've done Aftermath. I think I might have done Stench. But anyway, maybe a real avid Pip-Night viewer would probably know if I've done that. But I believe that I have. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, back to the battle. I'm going to fire a laser at the Skuntank, and it's going to be off to take it out. Next Pokemon is going to be Dugtrio Alola. It's going to go for the Earthbound and take out the Ursaring. Now, I've also got a question, too, people. With the Diglett Evos and family teams, I was going to do Diglett, Dugtrio, and the Alola ones. I've actually done that team before, but I was thinking, would you like to see a team with those 4 Pokemon plus Wiggler and Wugtrio? I know they're not classed as Dugtrio, but I almost feel like they could be classed as a form. I don't know, I'm not sure what to really call that, but maybe that could be a cool team to use there. I'm not sure if people are using that, but let me know. Anyway, we're going to Ralts swapping here. Ralts is going to have a Focus Sash. I've got my Ursaluna here, and it's going to be have a Trick Room set up on it. So, all right, well, that's fine. I've got an Ursaluna. It's a pretty slow Pokemon. However, Ralts is going to outspeed me, and it's going to manage to get a Destiny Bond off when I went for the Drain Punch, which is very, very mean, because now my Ursaluna is going to faint along with the Ralts. Also, people, if you enjoy the videos, you want to support the channel, make sure you hit that like button too. It really does help, and it makes it so you get your subscriptions feed showing my videos and stuff, because so many people tell me each day that they don't see my videos thanks to YouTube's amazing systems. Anyway, so out comes an Ursaluna. I'm like, oh, here we go. It's a family feud. So I've got Teddiursa. And then the Ursaluna went for Belly Drum, and my heart sank, you know. I'm like, man, this thing is gonna, this is cruel. So I went for a counter. I'm like, all right, I've got Focus Sash and counter. I know they're gonna go for a physical move, right? Then they popped the Metronome and got Sludge Wave. I'm like, come on, that's just bad luck. So I went for the counter now, and then they went for Metronome again. I'm like, okay, I got to get some damage here. So they got Wonder Room. So what Wonder Room does, I've actually done on that topic, I've actually done a room moves before. So Wonder Room, Magic Room, Trick Room. Really cool video if you want to check it out. I've actually done that before, and it goes over all these sort of rooms. But they actually swap around the defense and special defense. So now it's like, you know what? I'm going to go for the Metronome. It's a Metronome day, and I've got Shift here. I'm like, ooh, that's pretty cool. So that gives me a +2 in speed and a +2 in attack. So I'm revved up, I'm ramped, and ready to go for a massive attack here. And Ursaluna's pulled out a Belly Drum Scratch, and that is the end of my Teddiursa. I'm like, I don't want to lose the Scratch. Like, if I lose the Scratch, I'm going to get roasted for the rest of my life. So I swapped in Ursaluna. I've gone for a Desperation Terror. And I'm thinking here, well, I have to go for a Terra Normal Double Edge. You know, I don't have any attack EVs, but with the Terra Normal, you know, Ursaring's got pretty good attacks. So I'm hoping that'll be enough, you know, to take out this Ursaluna. Now the Ursaluna is also going to go for a Terra Normal. And you can bet that it's going to be going for a Terra Normal Scratch. And that's gonna fake me for sure. Like, if I get hit by that Scratch, I'll be no match. So I'm gonna be going for a double edge there. I'm praying, crossing my fingers, and that's the end of the Ursaluna. I narrowly avoided a disrespect Scratch Belly Drum Ursaluna set. That's the end of the second battle. Hope you enjoyed it. And yes, I actually have got an Ursaluna sweep I was going for, and I was going to use Belly Drum as Scratch. So hopefully that one's going to come up in the next few weeks or so like that. Anyway, this is a third battle. This one is against Vlad, and we have a Kamala lead. Kamala. What's this Kamala's name? Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Is that? I don't know. I'm not sure. If you understand these nicknames or this thing, let me know. Anyway, so I got my fake tears off here. and I'm going to drop that special defense. Now I've got my quick feet activated. I went for the fake TS Hyper Beam, and that was the end of the Kamala. It fell right out of the tree there. It was still holding its little tree branch, so I think it's a tree branch or a little drum. Oh, it's a stump, right? Anyway, out comes the goat. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm going to recharge this turn. The goat is going to use the Horn Leech, and unfortunately fate my Ursaring, which sucks. I actually really like shiny Ursaring. I think that's my favorite shiny out of all these. Teddiursa's not bad either. Anyway, so I swapped in my Teddiursa, and this is actually a counter set, as you know, but I thought I'd outspeed it, so I actually went for Slash the first turn. Slash does good damage. Yeah, I actually get a crit, but it doesn't fade it, and I got outsped here by Skiddo, so I'm like, that's strange. Like, Skiddo probably shouldn't have outsped me there. So I had a bit of an idea what it could be, so I went into my second Teddiursa, because this Teddiursa is max speed, and then I get outsped. I'm like, that's just a Choice Scarf Skiddo. I was like, what the heck? So anyway, I ended up going for the body slam. I was hoping I could get a paralyze. I got good damage, and then I got the paralyze. So outspeeding my Teddiursa actually definitely meant that it was Choice Scarf. Not a bad little shiny there on Skiddo as well. So I got a paralyze and my Scarlet very activated, and I got a sub up. So I thought I may as well go for the sub. And I got a paralyze on Skiddo, so that means now my Teddiursa has a +1 in speed, and I've got the protection of sub too, so I guess I can go for an extra body slam on the next Pokemon. So that's the end of the goat there. Amazing name. Next Pokemon is Pikachu, the Wish Granter, and it's going to outspeed me and go for a Brick Break. So I'm like, man, I can't believe that Pikachu outsped me. What's this, Choice Scarf Pikachu as well? So Teddiursa is going to have its sub broken there. I just went for Body Slam, so I thought that should do some pretty good damage. And I guess Pikachu's wish, it didn't come true. So bye-bye Pikachu. Next Pokemon is Marill. So I'm like, this is like a lot of baby Pokemon. It's going to go for Aqua Jet, and that is the end of Teddiursa. Now I've got one Ursaring and two Ursaluna left. So I swapped in my special Ursaluna, and I went for a Terra Electric. So I thought this is a pretty good opportunity to go for Terra Electric, and then I can have a Terra Blast super effective. That'd be really, really cool. And I don't think, none of the opponents I went against ever expected a Terra Electric Ursaluna either. So go for that Terra Blast on the Marill, and it is enough to take it out. Obviously, Marill didn't have Everlight, as it would have lived that. Not that Ursaluna's special attack isn't really amazing. So out comes the Hisuian Arcanine. It's going to also be a Terra. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if it is a physical move, I should be able to live this fairly well. And I should be able to get some pretty good damage off here, at least, before I faint. So it's going to be a Terra Fire Arcanine, and it's going to go for Flare Blitz. So it's a Rocket Flare Blitz set. I do live that pretty well, thanks to, Ursaluna's overall bulk. I went for the Earth Power. It almost took it out. It's very, very close. Arcanine's going to go for a second Flare Blitz, and that is the end of Ursaluna, but that was really, really good. The special Ursaluna really pulled through. It took out a Marill in a Teddiursa game of Pokemon, and it also took out an Arcanine. Very, very close. So I'm going to bring in my second Ursaluna. That does a lot of damage as well, and I just went for Drain Punch now. I thought I might as well get a little bit of health back, and then I can have my Flame Orb activated, because this Pokemon's got some good bulk, so I might be able to get one more attacking move off here before I faint. Last Pokemon there is going to be the Bravari. So, alright, this is good. Hopefully I can live the Esper Wing, and I do. I lived it on 22 health, was very, very close, and it's going to get a speed rise. I just went for Facade because it's crazy strong, and that was enough to take out the Bravari, which is really, really good. And that's also the end of the battle, taking Vlad for the battle, and we'll get on to our fourth and final battle here with the Teddiursa team. This is a battle against Psymaster 92, and we have a Theme Team here as well. So we got a Meowth Alola, and I'm going to go and get my cheeks clapped there by Fake Out. So it doesn't really matter too much because it only does a bit of damage and actually allows my Ursaring to get the Flame Orb up. Now the Meowth is going to be swapping out here, and we've got the next Pokemon coming in, which is going to be Drifloon. So Drifloon. I went for High Beam, and none of my moves can really affect that at all. I was thinking maybe I could go for Terra Blast Ghost, because as you can probably guess, Ghost-type Pokemon were pretty heavily countering this team. So in comes the Ditto here. I was like, oh, this sucks, because I went for Terra Blast Ghost, and they obviously transformed into Ursaring, which means my Terra Blast Ghost is going to do nothing. So I'm like, oh, I just got like double counted in a row. Like, first the Ghost type, and then the Ditto transforming into not like obviously the normal type there. So 2 moves completely nullified there. I guess that was just obviously just, you know, plain luck on the Ursaring coming in. But now it's going to go for Fake Tears. So I'm like, all right, well, at least I've got Hyper Voice. That's going to be able to, you know, do something. Now we got the Ditto swapping out, and we got the next Pokemon coming in, which is the Miss Magius. So I was like, all right, well, at least I can use the Terra Blast against this. I don't think I'm going to feign it, because Miss Magius has got some really nice base special defense, and it's going to do pretty good damage. I was happy with that. Actually, Terra Blast Ghost looks pretty cool. It sort of looks like Will-O-Wisp almost. So that's going to be the end of my Ursaring to a Shadow Ball. You probably don't get to see that very often. And we're going to bring in my Teddiursa. So this is the Focus Sash set, because this one does have has Payback on there. So with the Focus Sash and Payback, that's going to be more than enough to take out Miss Magius. Its defense is very, very bad. I'd say that would have probably one-shotted it almost. Next Pokemon to come back in is going to be the Meowth. I know this has got Fake Out, but I don't really want to swap into any other Pokemon, because, you know, Teddiursa is pretty much done its job. So it's got Fake Out and it's got Bite for flinching purposes, I'd say. So it's the Technician. Next is going to be Ursaluna. This is the special set. I've got so much bulk here, and it's going to use Parting Shots. I'm like, oh, well, that's going to drop its terrible special attack to even, you know, lower terrible levels. So that's the end of the Meowth, and in comes the Tatsugiri. So Tatsugiri is going to get hit by High Voice. Obviously, it's not going to do very much damage there. So I'm thinking, well, I could just keep this in, because now my special attack is back to normal. Well, it's back to normal being bad, and we've got a Leftovers as the item on the Tatsugiri too. So this might have some sort of bulk to it. So I wait for the Earth Power. Earth Power does all right. I was actually going for a special defense drop, and it had Mirror Coat. So I was like, I wondered why I got outsped by Tatsugiri. Now they're going to follow that with a Scummy Water, and that is the end of Ursaluna. It's like, well, there's absolutely nothing I could have done there. I'm getting counted all over the place here. Like, mainly it was the Ghost type Pokemon, and like when you look at it, there was 2 Ghost Pokemon and a Ditto too. So I'm going to bring in the Teddiursa. Here comes a Muddy Water. I just lived that narrowly on 3 health, which is awesome. So I'm going to get my Salad Berry up. So like, okay, well, that berry I can outspeed the Tatsugiri. That'll be really, really good. And Body Slam actually connects there on the Tatsugiri. So I got a Paralyze too, which is really, really cool. So my next turn, I just went for another Body Slam, and that is going to be the end of the Tatsugiri. So that was awesome. So I got rid of that. That wasn't really much of a threat though. Next Pokemon is Meowth. I know they're going to go for Fake Out, but there's no point swapping it out, because it's only got 3 health left. And if I do, I'll lose my Salad Brew. So that is the end of Teddiursa number 2. I've got an Ursaluna and an Ursaring left. So this is fairly bulky, so I thought, well, I guess I'll just go for Bulk Up or Double Edge. They'd be my best option here. Meowth's going to go for a Parting Shot, dropping my stats and swapping out. So we do have a Ditto, and we do have that Drifloon here as well. So like, man, I just can't do much to this Drifloon at all. So I decided to go for Bulk Up, but they're probably aware that I've got mostly normal type moves on these Pokemon, so it's a pretty dang good swapping. So I'm going to swap out and go into Ursaluna. This has Avalanche. That's going to be one of the few ways I can actually do damage. So they're going to set the Tailwind up. Not that it really mattered. I'm going to get outsped. I think all of my Pokemon get outsped by that. And now Drifloon's going to swap out, and we have the Ditto coming. It's like, okay, that's good. You know, I can just attack this thing and feint it. It doesn't have a lot of health left either. So I ended up going for Avalanche. That's going to be super effective. I'm going to pour some ice cream on top of the bear, and that is going to faint. So like, all right, well, Avalanche takes out, you know, Drifloon, also takes out the Meowth. So Meowth is now going to swap back in, and it's probably going to use Fake Out again. So, you know, Fake Out and a bit of burn damage there on Ursaluna. I was thinking about going for the Drain Punch here, or I thought maybe they'll try and swap into Drifloon again and, you know, try and get around that. I just ended up going for Earthquake for more power. And Meowth actually lived that, which is kind of surprising. So, like, maybe that's got Everlight on it. So, it's going to hit me with a Chilling Water. It did have, I guess it did have Parting Shot and Chilling Water, so there is a low chance that it could have lived that. So, on the second one, I just went for Drain Punch then. That's going to be enough to take it out. I didn't get a lot of damage back, but it's fine. It's all good. So, there's a Drifloon and one other Pokemon, and I still have my Ursaring in the back. So, next is the Drifloon. I really need to feint this because my last Ursaring has no way to hit Ghost-type Pokemon at all there with the bulky Everlight set. So I went for Avalanche, and I knew this thing would live because I've got -3 in attack. Then they're going to go for a Destiny Bond, and that is going to be the end of Ursaluna. But I was like, at least I got rid of Drifloon, right? I had no other alternative there, because I only had normal type moves. So that's the end of Drifloon. Drifloon Shine looks really, really cool. The yellow looks good, and like the blue little, I don't know, like the blue little band-aid, I guess, on the balloon. So last Pokemon is going to be Passive in. I was like, oh wow, this is such a strong counter for my team, being a fighting type Pokemon that's fast. So I was like, I don't know what I can really do here. So I was like, I have to go for a Terra Normal too. So Terra Normal Double Edge, and I just hope that I can, live the attack. Obviously, I'm going to take an attack and then have recall damage too. So that's Terra Fighting. It's going to go for a Terra Drain Punch. I've already Terra'd as well, so I went for a normal Double Edge here. That does pretty good damage, but the recall and the Drain Punch is obviously going to be more than enough to take me out. So that was a great counter for my team. That was a team full of counters, but it's actually pretty close. And that's pretty much it, people. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.